Hey YouTube, Sig Shooter here, trying to give you another update on this Sig 938. I've been having a challenging problem with shooting accurately, and man, am I glad to be doing this review. I've got some really good news for you folks that are having some hard times with this gun. I finally figured out how to shoot it accurately. So let's just go through a quick safety check. Empty magazine and clear chamber. We'll hit it twice. So anyway, I go down to the gun range, and I'm to the and gun range is the same place where I bought the weapon and stuff. So I ask these guys, I say, hey, I'm just not having a good time with this pistol at all. I'm thinking about trading it in. Can y'all give me a good deal, et cetera, et cetera. And oh, there's this perfect guy that works there. He's like I just I call him a good old coot, an old geezer kind of thing. And of course we're here in Texas, but so he says, I carry that gun. I love that gun. And I said, yeah, well, I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels, but I can't shoot it accurately. And he gave me a tip that I said, all right, well, I'll give it a try. He had hoe grips like I've got on this Sig 938, this 9mm, and what he said was this, and this is what I'm gonna pass on to you guys, and like seeing our reviews and some of the folks, just to give it a whirl. And it's not that big a deal. One, the fact that it's got a short barrel, you have to be a little bit more deliberate, especially at 7 yards or greater. Up close, it's fine, but just that small amount of wiggle, just like that, will really makes a huge impact compared to a larger caliber or a longer barreled gun. And I'm going to do this with the tip of my finger right here so I can give a better camera view. But when you hold your pistol like this and you put your finger in, most of the time, like I said, I'm going to be a little deliberate on this, is you put your finger just like, probably like that, right in the round curvature, right there in the pistol. And I'll use a pen to zoom in on. So if you put your finger right there in the center, what ends up happening is when you shoot, if you're going to hold it like this, let me adjust my camera to get a better view. If you're holding it like this and you shoot, because it's such a small gun, and the way I'm going to say us novices, or not competition shooters shoot, what ends up happening is you'll tend to pull the gun down and a little bit to the left. And so if you concentrate really hard on that, sometimes you'll, instead of being low and left, you'll tend to, they'll tend to spray and float all over the place. But what he said was, and I'll try to point it out, instead of just putting your hand right here, your shooting finger, raise it up. Actually, boom, hit the top. You want to feel the top of this metal. And what you'll see is right here is where the hinge of the bullet is. This is 1911. Let's see if I can get a better view there. There it is. This is a 1911 style gun, but really it's hinged. So this trigger doesn't go straight back. It rotates right on this point right here. So anyway, the punchline of this guy, let me put an empty magazine in here, is bring your finger and bring it up high, and then pull back and pull on the top of the trigger as much as you can. And as you practice with this, I went in the range thinking, okay, well, yeah, whatever, I'll give it a try, and this is a concealment carry. Am I really going to concentrate like that if an emergency ever came up where I pulled it? But it was a lot simpler than I thought it was. And so I would just pull in there and put my finger, whether you wrap it over there or set it flat, depending on how one shoots. But I just put my finger in there like that because I've got much larger hands, and just put it up high and kind of let the top of the metal brace my finger. And when I pulled the trigger, it was just a nice slow pull, very deliberate. I didn't try to squeeze too much. I just kind of I kind of, once I broke the play right there, and this is a single action, and I just aimed and put it up high and pulled, and man, at 21 feet or 7 yards, which is where I practiced with this, it really made a big difference. I was very pleased. I mean, I was about to get rid of this gun, and as soon as I started doing that, I just shot great. And I said, you know what, this is going to be my concealed carry keeper now. It's a great weapon. It's great manufacturer. This has the extended pinky on here. If you guys aren't familiar with that, but try that. Try and probably on other guns, probably the 238 as well, and maybe even some of the other smaller calibers. But if you're like me, I went up on YouTube, and a lot of people are having a lot of problems with 938s and being accuracy with them, or I did have some failure to feeds and failure to loads at first, which Sig changed out the extractor for me on that. And then once it came back, I had no problems. But my accuracy was terrible. All the other handguns, and including the 238, I had no problem with, none at all. It was just this bigger 9mm gave me a nightmare. But man, as soon as I made that change, it made the biggest difference. So, hey, hope this helps. If it doesn't, too bad, sorry. But just wanted to throw out some tips on there, at least what I figured out. So, anyway, good luck to you guys. Have fun shooting.